Yeah, what's going on, everyone? Windy. I'm your host, as always, Yogi Bar. And joining me is someone that is praying doubtfully all the time on Duke's downfall. It's Eb. How are you doing, homie?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm here. That's all that matters.
Yeah, that's
My
all
team
that
plays some.
matters.
My team plays tomorrow. Let's go, Wolfpack.
All right. Oh yeah, because don't y'all play Chip in round one?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, that's why Chip's not on the podcast. He's
Uh,
planning something dastardly. I feel like. Um, Joining me is a guy on the podcast who doesn't really care for March Madness so much this year because in some weird way all his team sucks. Is Mr. Kyle Carr? How are you doing, sir?
I'm good. I was going to say Marquette's the only hope for the state of Wisconsin, so I'm hoping they make it far and don't embarrass themselves.
So let me ask this: like, are Marquette fans cool with Wisconsin?
No, no, no.
I could tell you that one. No.
They
Hell
have
no.
Well,
Marquette.
no. I actually like in terms of this, like VCU fans might root for like Virginia Tech football or UVA football, but like when it comes to basketball, like they're VCU fans. Like are Marquette fans like nah F Wisconsin fully, or are they like you know what Wisconsin football is kind of cool?
I feel like most of them, because they're a lot of the time they're just kids from Chicago, so they're probably looking at Northwestern or Illinois instead. Marquette fans are just basically rich Catholics that probably couldn't get into a school like Duke.
Wow.
What?
Wow. You can send all aggressive and mean emails to Kyle Carr at walking90.com.
Look, Marquette fans have an inferiority complex. I can't help it.
So
And I don't
almost
even
like
go...
Madison fans.
Huh?
Almost like Madison fans.
I would say Omaha, but all right.
Yeah, sure. That should be fun. Maybe we should do that. Make our own little bracket. Well, that's a different story for a different day. Guys, we are, what, 22 hours away
Yeah.
from the league opener? Starting off soon, man. 24 hours away. We got a whole big preview to go through. We're breaking down the first three games of USL opening weekend. We got NCFC versus South Georgia Tormenta. We got Charlotte versus Richmond. We got One Knox versus Lexington. We got some team that dropped some jerseys. We got some league news to start off with. However, so let's start off with the league news. So USL and Sports 5 expanded partnership to grow media and sports betting business. So, Kyle, does this mean now that I can pretty much bet the house and bet my mortgage on Richmond winning the league?
That's what it looks like. I feel like it's more with the aim of the international media distribution. Like, I feel like the betting's kind of like a side hustle. But, I mean, the thing I'm always curious about is how much of this is going to actually filter down to League One and how much of this is mainly for the championship. How much of this is going to appeal for those that are championship teams while League One just gets whatever scraps are left over. That's how and eventually the USL Super League.
Yeah, and W League. Like where's the breakdown, I guess? Does it?
Especially
Is
with
there
the
one?
W League, I don't, and like League Two, how much of that is really going to, because I'm sure there's some line between betting and especially with kids that are more or less student, like college students playing this summer. I don't know. I mean, it's interesting. I think the big thing is, like I said, the international media rights will be a bigger deal, but
Yeah. I know with the only signed a 1 year, they're back to ESPN, but it does make you wonder, like how, like where does USL see themselves within a TV package, especially with, everyone's focusing so much on 2026, but you got to also look past that at the same right of where do they value their media rights at? Is it with signing someone like me personally? I would love to see them go to CBS because I love the way how CBS is more or less
Like
like they
the
found their
Paramount
niche.
deal?
Yeah, like they kind of catered
Yeah.
themselves towards soccer. Like I would really love that for USL. I think the coverage will be 10 times better than what ESPN is giving you. Or do they stay with ESPN and kind of become more of a bigger presence over there? It can work either way.
I'm kind of with you. I want to see them go to like the CBS Paramount route, just because they have really stepped up their game in terms of like product.
Mhm.
Like their roundtables are very diverse and informative. Their coverage is awesome. Like if you haven't watched Champions League or NWSL on Paramount, you should, because it's one of the
Or even Syria.
ones out there. Or Serie
Yeah.
A, it's one of the better produced content, like soccer content areas, like outside of Apple right now.
Right.
Apple has come in really, really strong, and they are doing a fantastic job. But you never forget your first, and that's, to me, that's Paramount and CBS. So
Yeah.
I
Especially
would
with like some of the
say
little hidden documentaries they do.
Paramount would be the
Football
top
Cops.
option. I wouldn't mind HBO as much. I feel like there's a
I
lot of potential with HBO, and we'll see how they handle the national team. I think if they could do a decent enough job with the national team, HBO wouldn't be a bad alternative. If you can't get Paramount, like if you
I mean,
can't,
I don't
Paramount
like
should be their first priority.
HBO already has kind of dropped the ball, because you come out with you come out, you say you're hosting these games or you're showing these games, and then we can't even watch them in our local markets on like TV because there's no commercial license, and you still haven't figured it out. And we're about to go into Nations League, so
Yeah.
there's
And,
huge tournaments coming up.
and
What are we doing?
my other thing with HBO is like they can. It's great for the national team because there's so many limited games. So it's like you only have to focus on, say, 5 games, maybe every 3 months. Where USL, it's you got 5 games going on at 7 o'clock, and does HBO have that bandwidth to kind of give each game their kind of own perspective? That's my only thing with that. HBO, they can homer on the national team, and they could, pinpoint and like, all right, we're gonna go spin this. We're gonna send 5 people out for this game. Where USL is a little bit harder to do. Um,
Fair, yeah.
this will be something interesting to keep an eye on. I know, I'm pretty sure with betting coming in, I'm pretty sure some club, probably going to be Chattanooga, is going to have a betting sponsor as soon as it gets approved. I don't think anyone right now has any sponsor that are betting, right?
No, I
No.
don't believe so. No.
So I could assume that's probably coming soon. In other news, USL League partners with fan saves to increase fan engagement and activation. So if you haven't been paying attention, this is kind of where the league's been doing those tweets out about, we want you to name this derby, which a lot of the names they picked have been corny and bad. They've been bad. I'm not knocking them for trying. Like, it's good to try, but you don't have to fan source everything. Like, some things, like, go to your supporters directly and ask them. Don't ask Twitter, because Twitter's going to give you bad suggestions.
That's
And
the
then
one
there's
thing I hate. Don't involve yourself in, if it's supposed to be supporter led, let the supporters name it. I'm dealing with it with my club and Charlotte and their dumb shit. And now we've got the club. Now we've got the league trying to name the Knoxville Lexington rivalry, which is
Not
a
every rivalry needs a name. Not every rivalry needs a look. North Carolina and Duke, there's no name. You just know it as UNC versus Duke. You know what it is, right? Georgetown versus Syracuse. You know what it is, right? There's some rivalries where you have a name for it. Wisconsin, Minnesota, or Minnesota, Michigan. They play for the Little Brown Jug. Like, every rivalry doesn't need a name for it. It doesn't. NCFC versus Charlotte. Leave that what it is. It don't need a name. They've had games before where they didn't have a name. You don't need a name now. I'm not trying to stand on my little like brown box, but I'm just putting it out there. But yeah, any thoughts for y'all? Like, I know they're trying to name Lexington and One Knox, which I really feel like the league is going to push. All right. I really feel like the league is going to give One Knox and Lexington a TV game before they give Richmond versus Florida Madison a TV game.
that's anti-black.
I mean, I also could see that happening, because think about the rivalries the league has tried to push, or clubs themselves have tried to push. They did the fire and ice condom nonsense last year.
So bad.
they try and push everyone with Chattanooga because I feel like they're trying to like force some kind of southern rivalry. On year one, they tried doing Madison Lansing. Like the league has always tried pushing rivalries and try to have clubs create the rivalries. And yet the top two rivalries in the league were both supporter led.
Like honestly, if you think about it, the best rivalries in USL League One are Charlotte versus NCFC, Richmond versus Madison, Greenville versus Tormenta, Richmond versus Chattanooga,
Omaha,
Union Omaha
Greenville.
versus Madison, Omaha versus Greenville, and that's about it. Is there any other ones I'm missing? Those are about what I named 6.
You just named every team versus every team in the league. Honestly,
Almost, yeah.
the overlooked one is NCFC versus Richmond. That one is a fun one.
Yeah, all right, yeah, I give you that one.
But I mean, a lot of those, because those teams have been around multiple years now.
Right.
Like,
Well, and also like Richmond, NCFC, Charlotte have history prior to
right.
USL League One. So those are like USL Championship rivalries that have bled into this. You know, if you look USL League One centric, Kyle, to your point, right? Like the best ones are fan driven. The only one the league created that is good is Greenville versus Tormenta. That is good. I will give them that. Because
and that one wasn't even one that like they tried pushing. That one just ended up becoming what it wasn't like they were trying to make it a rival. It just ended up getting to that point because of how many times they played each other between the Open Cup and how many times in a regular season and then recently in the playoffs.
Right. So I mean, once again, listeners, real quick before I go any further, if you haven't already, make sure you take a moment to like, share, subscribe to the podcast. By the end of April, we're trying to get to 100 subscribers. I think we're on 81 right now. So make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Send it around your supporters group. You know, we're your number one source for all things USL League One.
Despite what Fuego thinks.
Despite what Fuego thinks. Yeah, because they definitely said the USL shows are number one source for USL League One content. I'm like, guys, we definitely shout y'all out last week. Like, what it is, what it is. Well, real quick before we go into this,
I like how back to wait, we got off track.
Yeah, we did.
The fan saves.
We did. Back to this.
So what it is so the first year of this partnership will give USL League One, League Two, W League, Super Wide League, and the Academy a chance to partner with the digital coupon book platform. It's kind of a way to try and get fans to more or less spend the money on whatever partners are there. It's saying it's supposed to bring fans exclusive deals and help highlight local businesses. I don't mind that idea, but I feel like the clubs themselves are probably already promoting whatever local business is. Like doing this, I don't know what value this is going to bring in terms of like the coupon side. And then in terms of trying to get the fan engagement, again, clubs should be doing this anyway.
Yeah. Well, we also know a lot of clubs really suck at this. You know, really suck.
I mean, the clubs that suck at it, it's still going to suck for them because fans don't know and / care.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, I really don't know what to take from this one. I mean, like I said, hey, it's worth them trying, but for the clubs that already do it, it's like, all right, well, we're kind of already doing this, so it's really boosting numbers. If the clubs that don't already do it, kind of like you pointed out, what are you really gaining from it? So it'd be interesting to see. Lastly, we can kind of touch on it. USL League One kind of dropped their list of top players to watch, but if you've been listening to Walking 90, you kind of already know a lot of these players because we did our previews 2 weeks ahead of the league, who's just doing them now because they just hired that intern and was like, we got to give him something to do. So they came out with a list of newcomers to watch, defenders to watch, attackers to watch, midfielders to watch, and goalkeepers to watch. Overall, these lists are meh. They're decent lists. Really, it just seems like they just gave the intern.
But it's
a list
something
and
we've
was like,
already done. So
Yeah.
I feel like everyone that they listed in terms of like the top goalies, we know about Nuhu, we know about Akira, we know about Ant-Man. Like we know these dudes.
We know about
like
Gary.
everyone
We
knows
know
them.
about Terzaghi. Yeah.
The midfielders, like, we know about JP. We know literally everyone that played on Chattanooga last year. Like, so I guess it's not anything groundbreaking. If for someone that maybe is just casually not paying attention and wants to get into the league, sure, this is a decent resource for them. Or if
I
that
will say
casual fan
this.
just want to listen
I
to
like
us.
this. Right. I like this list more during the dry months, like December, January, the start of February. Give me this list then. Right. When I'm like looking for content, I want to
Do it at the end of the season.
Right. Don't give me to a week before the season, and I'm like, all right, what am I supposed to do with this? You know,
bitch, we did this.
Right. You took our homework. We already done this.
We already made the food. People have already ate it. Like, they don't need this dessert.
Right.
Like, you're giving me a bland-ass cake. Give me the fucking good shit.
USL League One looked at us and was just like, yeah, we'll do that.
Just throw cherry on it. Fuck it.
just throw our branding
call
on
it good. Make it fancy. Charge $15.
Not $15. Okay.
Look,
they gotta get money.
Be surprised. All right. Any other league news that I'm missing out on, guys? I know some teams signed some new players like Charlotte. Wasted the last minute. I think they signed like 3 guys in the last 2 days before a game. So they signed a couple of guys.
I mean, that's a record for them, right?
I mean, yeah.
The only other announcement is USL partners with Tequila Corralejo.
Oh yeah, I don't even know how that's supposed to work because
the official tequila partner of USL. I don't know.
Right. Well, the way I'm thinking about it is, most of the players can't drink tequila. You probably are they gonna have the tequila at the celebrations?
I feel like
if that's the case,
like
that's a recipe for disaster.
It's gonna be like the TV one that they have. It's like they'll mention it. They might have an ad play during the halftime break. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna have man of the match as the bottle of tequila. Actually, that'd be hilarious though.
It's gonna happen. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Man of the match is just gonna be a tequila shot at the end.
Oh no.
Here's your lime and salt, sir. By the way, before we go into these game previews, I need to talk about this slander with y'all that y'all got to mind me about putting sugar in my grits, which is not bad.
Oh my god. It is.
It's not slander. It's correct criticism.
You deserved it. You and Sky deserved it.
If you want to put sugar in your grits, get cream of wheat.
Eat oatmeal. Go get oatmeal.
Cream of wheat is right there.
I'm sorry, I don't like salty food, high diabetic food. The number one thing that's killing the black community.
I can't even kick you off your own.
Say it, man. Sugar, and also sugar on spaghetti is good. And don't act like you two above that. God, what?
So NCFC versus Georgia.
No. Sugar on what? What the fuck is this?
I'm telling you.
It's not as bad as sugar on grits, but it is bad.
It is not bad. Have you ever had it?
Why would I do that?
Why would I want to?
It's good. It's good.
Sugar on spaghetti sounds like something Sterling will do.
God. Okay, have you ever had fish and spaghetti?
Yes, of course.
A fish with spaghetti?
Yeah, like a piece of fried fish and spaghetti.
Yes.
So you ain't never just add a little thing of sugar on top of the spaghetti?
Stop it.
No. Again, sugar on spaghetti sounds like something Sterling would do.
God, NCFC versus South Georgia Tormenta. I'm not playing with this, man.
What you playing with me? Y'all not gonna slam. Kyle, all right, when y'all come to Richmond, matter of fact, let's mention it now because we did a post for it. June 17th, make sure y'all do your reservations for the Henny Derby. We're throwing a big party Friday night before the Henny Derby in Richmond.
Special shout out to Richmond Kickers for allowing us to use their stadium for a few hours. We're doing a live show. We got everybody coming out, so we hope you guys can join us. It's gonna be a party. That many black people in one space, they may not let us back into Richmond, but it doesn't matter because
between that and whatever nonsense you were throwing out the tray or whatever.
Yeah, we playing spades. We serving Hennessy shots out of the communion jar. We
Dominoes gonna happen.
Yeah, we serving chicken wings out the bread tray. It's gonna be lit. Like, make sure you reserve. Look, space is going up quickly. Make sure you get your reservations in ASAP. Make sure you get your hotel rooms ASAP. Kyle, when you come down to Richmond, I will have some spaghetti for you.
Is this how we bring in homemade spaghetti wrapped up in foil to the cookout? To the
No, it's gonna be in the crock pot though. It's gonna be in the crock pot. I care, but that shit gonna slap though. It's gonna slap though.
NCFC versus South Georgia tournament.
Shit, I might fuck around and fry some. Y'all want to have a fish fry?
I'd rather do Hennessy and Red Bull.
You know
than
what?
Sugar on spaghetti.
Yes, I do.
Y'all want to have a fish fry?
Have a fish fry. I want to have a fish fry.
Yeah, a fish fry, but not sugar on spaghetti.
Why not?
Fish fry. We're doing it.
All right.
I swear, you're gonna have me go out for breakfast.
You find a slab of tilapia or whatever the fuck you about to fry, and we'll do it. Let's go.
I swear, you're gonna have me go out on breakfast Saturday morning, and I'm gonna eat some grits, and it's gonna have some fucking sugar. I'm gonna throw the plate at you.
Kyle, you will be fine.
It's just wrong.
Fine. It's not wrong. It's not wrong until you try it.
It is.
It's not.
NCFC South Georgia.
Y'all said the same thing about Hennessy and Red Bull, but y'all love it now.
I never know. Whoa, no.
Just saying.
I did not.
This one. This is the main one. Hold on. Yes, you.
Me?
Yes, you. The main
so
one.
NCFC hasn't kept a clean sheet in 9 games, but they came into the new season with some really good players. They signed everybody from Chattanooga. Mikey's here. Rafa's here, who's been playing freaking amazing in preseason. I'm ignoring Yogi's face as he looks at me right now. They went 3-1-1 in the preseason, including beating rival Charlotte in the last game 2-1. I got a lot of forward scoring. I got a lot of defenders defending. We're playing some good soccer going into the season. And then South Georgia comes in, title contenders, not contenders, title defenders. Woo.
And contenders. I mean,
oh yeah, and contenders. I mean, I had them number 1 in my preseason, so they lost a couple pieces, but they kept some really good ones like Keziah Sterling. They're gonna come in ready to go too, just like us. But wet wins out. Like the excitement of a first game with a whole new squad. I wouldn't say new squad, with a new veteran squad, or that same type of 50-50 mix of academy versus experience for South Georgia.
I mean, I feel like this is a good opening test for NCFC. You play against a strong Tormenta team that it sucks they're not opening at home. But I mean, it's a good opener for them. Like, it's good. So the one that I'm going to be watching for is to see how does Rafa Mintz again. What is his role in this team?
So I can tell. So he's like in the preseason, he's been very, very well out wide.
Okay.
A lot of our attack came down the right in preseason, especially in that last game. We sat back and defended way too much, I think. I think we're trying to go for that counterattack offense, but we have so many offensive players on the field anyway that it kind of just felt like we were hoping that like Nelson and Blanco, Fernandez and Blanco held down the back, and then once they got the ball and they could finally distribute out, that all 6 or 7 midfield forward people just ran forward and just tired you out. That's literally what it felt like. But we have the people that could come on and like, no matter what, just slot into the right position and just keep running. So this team is going to be fast and they're gonna be hungry for goals because there's no way you can't you're gonna have to rotate. It's a long season, but when you have like Rincon, McLaughlin, Pop, um, like even Mikey got up there in like some of those very high midfield positions, and he was more of like that. Like there was a couple games where he was, I guess, especially against like who was it, Charleston? He was that box to box midfielder that was going to control the game in the six, kind of where Pekka used to play, or where Pekka plays, and very much control the game. So I want to see, obviously I'm going to see it tomorrow, but this team feels like it has a whole new energy, especially with the old and the new. Like Servania's still there, and he's still a walking yellow card. Like preseason game, and he's fighting Charlotte guys in the midfield. I'm like, what are we doing? But that's the type of energy that they're bringing, and that's the all or nothing type of mentality that they're playing with right now, and it's only preseason, so hopefully that translates to tomorrow.
I think.
Did we put? Oh, my fault, Kyle.
I was gonna say, I think the big thing for me to watch is how does Tormenta's more or less new defense, like how do they handle NCFC's potent attack? That I think is going to be curious, just because you look at what you lose Phelps. I think Thorne, who started in their defense last year, he is not there. So you still have Nembard and Dengler, which is good. But
that academy builds. That academy,
and that's what I'm
builds
wondering.
defenders.
Who is going to kind of fill those roles? I'm sure it's going to be someone from the academy. I'm sure there's someone that we just haven't fully understood yet. I'm just curious to see who fills in that gap. But how do they handling McLaughlin, Oleg, like Anderson? You still have what's his name from Chattanooga? Yeah, one of the. There's just going to be, I'll get to the name, but I'm just saying, like, NCFC really did revamp and bring back a lot of high quality attackers. And I think if NCFC is going to get a result, it's going to be because of that. So how does Tormenta handle it with a little bit of a different back four? So I think that's going to be the thing for me to watch, is just, who kind of fills in that gap that Phelps left, because that is a high quality gap that they lost. They still have Dangler, which is good, but who, like, those two were just, you could not beat them aerially. And is the person that's going to come in for Phelps, are they going to be able to still keep that aerial dominance that Tormenta showed so well at the end of last year?
I want to ask you guys this question. These are, according to Transfer Market, the two youngest team in USL League One, both coming in at average age of 24 years old. I think Tormenta is roughly 24.7 and North Carolina is 24.3. Do you think that matters anything at all?
No.
In the context of this game? Okay.
Yeah.
I think because it's game one, it doesn't matter. Now, as the season goes on, maybe that makes a difference a little bit more. Just hitting that wall, that physical wall, the mental wall, maybe it affects it. But for game one, no.
Okay. I mean, let me ask you this. Kyle, what's one thing that you're going to be watching for in this game?
I think kind of like what I said. I think Dengler against McLaughlin is going to be probably like that is the key battle. Whoever comes away winning that one, I think, leads their team to the result that they're looking for.
What about you? What are you going to be watching for through a little bit of drunk, hazy eyes?
There's Irish car bombs calling my name. I'm going to be looking for cohesion in the midfield just to see if it translates from preseason to actual game time. Because if they can actually make that work, I won't have to worry about my defense. Although it looked solid. I don't know. I'd rather win 5-4 than have to worry about anything else. So just cohesion.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of things we talk about when we move into the next game. Like, when it really comes to NCFC and Tormenta, I feel like whoever wins this game, like, really gets a good step on kind of cementing them stake on Like, hey, we're here to be a dominant force in the league again. Do you guys want to go with a score prediction? Or you guys want to wait on that?
No, do it now.
No, yeah.
Choo
What
draw.
you guys 2-2 draw?
Wow. Okay. I'm gonna go 3-2 NCFC.
Give me 2-1 Tormenta. I like Tormenta in this one.
Can't wait for you to be wrong.
All right. Next game we got Charlotte Independence versus Richmond Kickers. So Richmond's up being their last 5 away matches dating back to last season. Key players to watch in this game, of course, when it comes to Charlotte, you got Dane Kelly, Trevor Mbuyu, Corey Bennett. Richmond half, we've stated it before: Emiliano Terzaghi, Neil Vinyals, and Karis Fitzgerald. What are you guys watching for in this game? What is your biggest thing you're going to be looking for in terms of this matchup?
Did Charlotte learn anything from last year and learn how to defend?
Well, apparently they so, because they saw the defender literally 6 hours ago.
That's one. What am I looking for? How does Richmond's attack change after big losses over the offseason?
See, I was thinking that, but their defense. How is Richmond's defense? Because you lose Chrysler, you lost Payne. I feel like the defense had a bigger change than the attack because Terzaghi's still there. As long as Terzaghi's still there, the floor is high.
Talking to Darren, it seemed like yes, you're talking about the 3-time Golden Boot winner. Like this is a guy that Kyle even said, as long as Terzaghi's in his league, I'm taking Terzaghi versus the field. But like Darren said, he said it today in his press conference. Like the style of play is going to be a lot different than in years past. I'm interested to see how that looks. I think with Charlotte, I think the biggest concern I think we all had was what's the midfield? Like outside of Cease and Overton, like what else is kind of there to submit? Goalkeeper's also an issue with Charlotte. Like I don't know who their number one is going to be. They haven't really stated anything.
Probably the dude that they're loaning from Miami.
Okay.
Noah Abrams, who they just announced yesterday.
Yeah. So, it's going to be interesting. I think Richmond versus Charlotte last year was a good matchup, but Richmond definitely, you had the 4-0 game. If you take that game away from it, Richmond still, for the better part, more or less dominated. There was the 1-1 draw, and then you have the 2, I think it was 2-1. Yeah, it was 2-1.
The problem is Charlotte's game plan was always maybe
attack.
Yeah. And people played into that. They didn't play to their advantage. They played down to their opponent. Our team's going to stop doing that this year. Because what everyone did was, they're attacking? Well, I want to attack. Well, they have the faster attackers. So they're going to score more. There are games where people really let them do whatever they want. And then they're like, we're just going to counterattack. You don't have a defense? Let me score 4.
Yeah. You're right. It's literally fast breaking grass. And I wonder if Richmond is going to be able to slow them down. Like the key thing of this game I'm really going to be looking for is how does Richard's midfield control this game? Because Richard, if Neil Vinyal, Zaka, and I'm assuming Sukal starts, if they can get a handle on the ball and kind of not drag this game up, but kind of dictate how things are going, I think Richmond can walk through this game easily. Now, if Cease and Overton and Ibarra kind of get, fast pace up and down and stretch Richmond out, then I think Richmond's in trouble. So, it's going to be an interesting game. Because I think, that's the point I put out. Like, how was Richmond's defense hold up against Charlotte's attack? All right, score predictions on this one. What you guys got?
I got a 1-1 draw.
1-1 draw.
3-1 Richmond.
Okay. All right. I'll go 2-1 Richmond. I'll go 2-1 Richmond on this one. Yeah. All right. The game that I think everyone is probably going to be watching or at least tweeting about because these two teams have been in each other's necks.
Because they will tweet.
Oh God. Which fan base do you think will go overboard more first?
Knoxville.
Knoxville.
Yeah. Also, can I just put this out there? Fans, stop blaming the refs for everything that goes wrong. It's not the refs' fault every game. Stop it.
I think the refs are going to be terrible this year. They are going to be bad. They will make a lot of bad calls.
I don't want to say because I can't say the refs are terrible when the referee organization doesn't prepare them to be good. And also, they don't have the technology to try to correct stuff.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, don't expect. I think that is something that we're going to try and do better this year. Just understand that it is going to be not the best refereeing. And just, I mean, hopefully we don't get, massive blunder like Richmond, Chattanooga in the playoffs last year. Like, hopefully we don't get those way too frequently.
Yeah. God, I don't remember. All right, back to One Knox Lexington SC. This is a game that I think, like I said, I think everyone's going to be watching. I think the biggest thing is, can One Knox live up to the hype? Like, can they truly live up to the hype that everyone's been kind of putting on them, all the praise? You're opening up in your new stadium. You got pretty much one of the better roster builds in USL League One with the signings of Jalen Chrysler and Skelton and others. Also, on the flip side, how will Lexington play? Because we don't know how Lexington's style of play is going to be. And then
have they finally signed an 11?
What you mean?
Do they have 11 players now?
Yeah.
Okay, making sure.
Yeah. But I mean,
they went from like 0 to 11, I guess, real quick. I didn't see.
They got 11 players.
Yeah, shout out to our boy Tyler.
You didn't seem confident.
Well, they got 8 defenders. I know they got 8 defenders, and they have like 2 forwards, and they have Dutch Martin and Caleb. Yeah, they have like enough to.
Yeah, shout out to Tyler, man. He's done an amazing job because every new player he gonna drop a player profile to let you know who's coming and whatnot. So, like for instance, they signed Kalen Fox. Let's see, Antis D4, Tariq Muhammad, Don Smart, and they signed some noticeable guys.
Just signed Cesar Murillo yesterday.
Yeah. They signed some noticeable guys out there. I would say this. A lot of their signings it falls in 3 categories. Squad-esque role USL League One players, NISA performers, guys that outperform NISA, or college players, or reserve players on USL championship squads. Like, that's what it seems like the roster build is right now. I'm assuming that Emil Knight is going to be the starting goalkeeper because I know that was a question I had last week, so I think he's going to start. But I mean, what are you guys expecting from this game? What are some things you're going to be watching for? What are you guys expecting? How do you think the atmosphere is going to be? Also,
the atmosphere is going to be crazy, but I think it's going to be crazy in like a small scale. Like, it's going to be really fun for the people that are there, just because they're not going to pay attention to any outside noise. I'm excited to see the Battle of Academy. Like, we talked about it very early on when we first restarted. They built academies very differently, so they built these teams very differently. So I want to see what the results of that look like, and I think you're going to see it from like kickoff. So, do they? I mean, I think it's just going to be a bloodbath. It's just going to be no shortage of goals.
You think? Wow. So you're expecting a lot of goals this weekend now, huh?
I am.
Not.
Really?
I think this is going to be both of them kind of feel things out. It's gonna. I
want them to bring the same energy they're using on Twitter to the field.
See, I don't think. I think that's
that never matches.
Huh.
I can see this be more of a close, cagey affair. I think with both teams, it's like, okay, with Knoxville, again, you bring in all these guys, you have a little bit more leadership, you're at home, you're probably going to want to do a little bit more. You're going to take a little bit more risk because you're at home. and Lexington, it's like, okay, you're having a lot of younger players. You know, it's gonna probably maybe there's gonna be some nerves, especially for everyone involved with Lexington. You're gonna have a lot more of the new, you know, these guys have only been playing together, practicing and training together for months, maybe a month or two. So much of that?
No, I want the Violette versus Austin FC series plus the second half of Orlando versus Tigres. I want all of that to come into one match.
That's not. I can see that happen in the NCFC Tormenta match. No. I feel like this is going to be both are kind
Sterling
of.
Is our
move, Kyle. Your child's here.
You want to say hi, Sterling? Oh, you actually said hi.
He said hi this time. Oh,
I know.
Look, this is the third week he's been on, so we're slowly improving.
Yeah.
He actually likes
got
us.
a new
Look at
haircut.
that.
Look at that. Look at Kyle being a good father and making sure his child looks nice.
I try my best. All right, night. I'll see you in the morning. We got a word, so progress.
There we go. Progress is all that matters. The show is now sponsored by Sterling.
I need my check.
You know what? That's what we need to do. Just have fake sponsorships and make Sterling one of them. One of the fake sponsors.
The ad is just gonna be silence.
Yeah, that's it. Just have him randomly look at you like, weirdo. All right. You know, I just literally thought about this on the spot. So instead of us doing score predictions, because everyone does that, we're gonna do our total goals. Like how many goals you think are going to be scored over the weekend. This is all inspired by Ed. For all the games this weekend. Like,
okay.
So should we include the Central Valley and NCFC game in this?
Nah.
Okay. So, matter of fact, let's go over it now. How many goals do you think will be scored this weekend, Ab?
This weekend, okay.
Over the course of the 3 games, how many goals do you?
Well, let's see. 12.
8.
12. You are that low?
Yep.
8? I'll cut the difference. I'll go 10. I'll cut the difference. I'll go 10. I think 10 goals will be scored this weekend. Who do you think will be the standout performer this week?
Who do you think what?
Who do you think will be the standout performer this week? I got Rafa Michigan. I think he's going to light it up this weekend.
Yeah, same. I'm excited for the way he plays. Oh, I can't wait.
One of the Knoxville. I'm trying to decide between Chrysler and Skelton. I'll say Chrysler. I feel like this is a game that he is going to really be heavily relied on.
Okay. It's not a bad pick. Not a bad pick at all. Should we touch on the Central Valley NCFC game because we won't have a show before that? Okay.
Yeah, it'll be NCFC's second game.
Yeah.
Hopefully
I know you put it in the chat earlier, Ab. Is this game still going to be on due to weather or any update on that?
No idea.
Okay.
Be on the lookout. It might get postponed.
Yeah. All right. I mean, real quick, like, what do you guys expect from Central Valley Fuego? I think we still all agree this is probably one of the weaker roster builds we've seen. Like,
I feel like they weren't really that inspiring last year. There was never much. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel as though expectations should be low. Like, you can't even see the roster on their website.
I was looking.
Like, you go to roster and it just says it's just there, and it has never miss an update. And you can put your email. They don't have the roster on the website.
So to be fair, so when I was doing those videos of transfers, I went to look and I was like, okay, I can't find their roster to see who came in and who didn't come in. Like, I tried.
Go to League One Updater for your best hope to know, because even on the USL League One site, like, it's not updated.
Trust me, man. The crowdsourcing in this League is so much better than what the league does because the league is like, look, you remember the league tweeted out it was like, oh hey, for all up to date transfers, click on this link and it will be there. And then like after a month, they were like, we stopped.
They did their
transfers.
League One day one thing, and then it was disappeared.
Right, never again. You can't even go to the site. Wow. Even on so I'm looking on Transfermarkt to see.
I'm not even kidding. I will take a screenshot.
Oh my god, this is bad. I look. I'm never trying to dump on Central Valley Fuego. I'm not. I promise you, I'm not.
I don't want to.
Hold on. They're claiming that they are announcing an attacker this week. Well, this week is almost over, baby boys.
So tomorrow.
They have 1 day. And right now on League One, they have signed a total of 3 players: Roderick Cromwell, David Diaz, and Jose Carrera from Red Wolves.
But they were in our mentions talking about how dare we have them that low. Okay, they got on Instagram, Twitter. I'm pretty sure they DM'd us. I don't even know.
Oh, they did? Oh, I ain't even paying attention.
I don't know. They could have got on LinkedIn for all I care.
They weren't on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
At least not for that.
I mean, if we look at it from the NCFC part of it, man. Em, do you think there's going to be a lot of rotation in the squad for this game? I mean, granted, it's a far trip across the country.
I think so. I think they are prepared to do those roster rotations now, especially because there's so many players that can just slot into any position that's missing and just go. Like they were practicing that in preseason. So if you can't have McLaughlin come in, then boom, here's Alex, and Rincon's on the sideline, so he can slot in and start at forward too. Oh, Cervania's there. Well, you could throw Mikey in there, Pop and Rafa, all of them. They all can just go. So I don't think that's the problem this year. I don't think that'll be a problem this year, especially with a lot of veteran presence in the middle. I think they'll be fine.
I emailed you guys the picture and I tweeted it on the Walking 90 account just to show you, when you go to the roster.
Yes.
There's nothing there. What the fuck am I supposed to do with this?
Look, I just want people to know, man, we are trying our hardest to give you full insight coverage, but if the teams don't put stuff out there for us to cover, it makes it hard.
Like I said, I don't hate them. I swear, I do not. But I cannot give legitimate, fair analysis if I have nothing to work with.
If you can't give me the information I need, you're just gonna get these jokes. Okay, that's it.
Right. I will make fun of you until jokes will continue until information is provided.
Legitimate question: what happens first? Fuego's finish the bleachers, or Fuego updates that roster page?
Ooh.
I can see the roster because I'm not going to pay attention probably after this. After this, I'm probably not going to go to the website and look at the roster. So they might just low-key sneak it in right before kickoff. It's going to be a Friday news dump.
I can't believe you put that as a poll. Sugar and grits.
I just want.
Who was our vibes game of the week?
I just need people to see how lopsided the poll should be.
Should not be lopsided.
It should be.
I don't understand why y'all got so much hate in your heart.
50% of people do not agree with you. You have no.
And 57 people got bad taste.
Enough people.
They got bad taste.
All right, what's our vibes game of the week?
Bob, give me NCFC and Tormenta. That's the game that it kicks off everything Friday night. It's going to be a great game. I think granted, I didn't pick NCFC, but if NCFC can win, their next 2 games are literally lobs, and they can get this season started off with a banger. So yeah, I think that's the vibes game. It's going to be a good watch.
I went Charlotte Richmond because I feel like that one is going to have the most attack focus. I think Tormenta and NCFC can definitely be a goal fest, but I feel like until proven otherwise, Charlotte is going to go all gas, no brakes. And when Richmond could just decide, okay, you can throw whoever you want. We have Terzaghi. It will create. It'll be action packed.
I also had vibes as NCFC versus South Georgia. I think it's just going to be a real cool game. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a great way to kick off the year. So that's what I went with my vibes. Chaos game.
We all have the same chaos. We all know what chaos is.
Yeah, I think we all win the same, man. It's Knox and Lexington. It got to be. I mean, these are two new-ish teams. Knox been around for a year, but they were in League Two, not up in League One. I think we got it all for different reasons, and I think all different reasons are legitimate.
I need at least 2 red cards. I need goalie wars.
What?
Yeah.
Ebony needs red card. She needs tweets out of pocket. We need to
Someone's got to get arrested. Someone's got to get arrested.
I was going to say, we need to hear about like a fight that happened after the match, and like Chip's going to go on Discord and find out that some shit happened behind the scenes.
I need the refs. I need the players to fight.
And I need on Discord. He can find anything.
Yeah.
That man can find anything on Discord.
He said 8 different ones. I want a fight between the players. I need a fight in the stands. I need somebody that had a bottle thrown in the parking lot. I need the same energy you bought to Twitter. I need at the stadium.
Oh my god.
I need a ref confrontation. I need players surrounding the ref after one tackle.
Yeah.
See, you here with me.
I'm not getting to the bottle thrown in the parking lot. I'm not there yet.
Yeah, that's a little. That's wow.
We'll get there.
I don't fight. I don't argue.
No. Here's the thing. I say this now.
With a bottle.
As Saturday gets further and further, and I have more and more drinks in me, I'm sure I will get to the let's have a fight.
I do that sober, bro. Drunk Ebony, we cutting people.
What? Wow. So the reason I went one Knox in Lexington is because the one Knox fan go kill me. I picked Lexington, and I got Lexington winning on an 88th minute header.
Damn. With Skelton in the back.
I got 0-0. I have no goal to this game. It's not even gonna be just a physical. We're just gonna shove you. We're not here to play soccer. We are playing rugby. We're not here to score a goal. We're here just to rough each other up.
And the thing is, it wouldn't surprise me. It would not surprise me if they made it dirty as hell. Like, if Lexington made this game dirty as hell.
Like, we're gonna get an elbow thrown. Someone's gonna jump up for a header, and an elbow's getting thrown.
Oh wait, so now we got updated, Ab, because I think I got the lowest goal total.
I said 12, but I did math wrong. It's 13 because it's a 3-3 draw.
So 6. I got 7. I got 7 goals being scored this weekend. Kyle, how many? Oh, Kyle got 7 too. Okay.
No,
so
I have 8.
Oh, you have 8. Oh, yes, I have the lowest. This is gonna be fun. And oh god, I know I can already see. What's the One Knox supporters group? Scruff. I can't think of the name.
Scruffs.
I can automatically see it. They're up 4-0, and they're just tweeting at me.
Oh no!
And I'm like,
nah. I think it's a 4-0. One Knox is gonna have to just stay off. They're gonna have to post that final score, kind of like what Leipzig did. You just like mask the score. So it was 7, but it looked like 4. Like you're just gonna have to like hide the score, just like not just be off the. You cannot be online for a week. You just gotta like.
Nah. You know what I want? I said 3-3.
Why do you want blood? Why?
Wait, so Fuego can tell us they're releasing a kit next week, but they can't put the roster on the goddamn website?
Get the hell out of here.
No, that's actually...
Get out of here.
Out of David Buster's?
Where are you seeing this at? Please.
It's on Twitter.
Please,
it is on Twitter.
Please don't tell me. Please do not tell me this team is doing their kit reveal. It ain't David Buster's.
Yes. Yes.
Oh.
Wait a minute. That's after the season starts. Okay. Y'all went over my time.
They're doing it
Y'all...
day of the game. Day of the game. Wait, why are you doing it on the day of the game?
It didn't matter. Fans were playing in the positions of
They're doing it at 6
anyway.
p.m. and they play at 7. Wait, 6 p.m. their time? They're going to release the kit and then go from Dave & Buster's to the stadium? What are we doing here?
They're having their pre-team dinner in the stadium, in Dave & Buster's.
The warm-up's just going to be kicking the skee
You
ball.
see
Skee
the
ball's going
energy.
to be the
You
warm-up.
see the energy. Chairs thrown. Chairs thrown. You see the energy. Let's go. Let's
It's
go.
just going to be them throwing the skee ball.
I'm still annoyed they're doing this goddamn kit reveal at the Dave & Buster's. So you about to make me pay for overpriced mozzarella sticks and get this broken the hell out of my face. I'll be mad as hell if I pay season ticket money.
What if they don't? What if they give you a game card? Does that make it better?
Hell no! I'll be so goddamn mad. I swear, if this team is sponsored by Dave & Buster's, I'm not taking them seriously.
Oh, please.
I would
Please.
laugh so hard.
I'm not taking them seriously. All right. Any last things, guys, before we end the show? I think we did good. I think we stayed on track. Not getting sidetracked too badly by Dave & Buster's.
I was just going to say,
That's so beautiful.
If your club's having a DILF night, you do you. Do your DILF night.
Excuse me? You know what? No.
Wow.
A day for me. That's really what this is.
A DILF night?
Day for me.
That is the whitest shit I've ever heard.
That is what they're doing. They're having a... Well, it's not what DILF actually stands for, but Formats is doing a DILF night. And I think...
No, Kyle. No, Kyle.
For me.
What does DILF stand for? Say it.
Dad, I'd love to fuck.
That was live. You know what? I'm just going...
A promo night for me. I gotta thank the club for that. About time I get recognized.
In this show, don't even
As always, listeners, we love y'all. And look, enjoy the games, man. Tweet at us. If you're going out to these games, tweet at us. Let us know how the atmosphere is.
We'll try and tweet from the account. We'll see how that goes.
We will try that this year. Hey, we started, we kind of fell off because we got drunk and there were some tweets that were retweeted, not on my part, that I had nothing to do with. Hey, I only had one. I need
y'all to stop lying to the people in this show.
Look, I am not saying I didn't do it. I'm just saying I might tweet something and then put my phone away, be a family man. I'm not sorry for that.
Right. But yeah, fans, let us know how the games are. Take pictures, have fun, enjoy it. USL League One is back. Everything starts from scratch. Fuego will probably have a roster that shows up out of nowhere by Wednesday, we hope. And with that being said, we will holler at you guys next week. Be easy and be safe as always.